All right, if you're just joining in, I'm unpacking my boat right now. I'm about to retie all my baits for pre-fishing on the Toyota series. We're going to be at Santee Cooper. So it's going to be, they're saying there's already like 250 boats. So I haven't even unpacked my boat from the last tournament. We were on the Harris Channel Lakes. I ended up with a ninth place finish. Ended up finishing ninth place the first day. It was a 2-day tournament. And then the second day, I think I was 40th. So I just missed the check there. But yeah, I was definitely on that first day, caught over 30 fish. They were early morning shad spawn. I posted a couple videos. Go check out my videos. You'll see my my setups. You'll see what I did, how I pre-fished it. And I'll be posting more videos as well. Again, it's taking me a little bit of time to make these videos. Probably takes me about an hour to crop it, and I've got several to go through. And I have a lot of pre-fishing videos, and I also have videos of me knocking out the first couple of fish. I think I posted one of my first 5 fish, and then I'm going to post one here in a little bit of my biggest fish. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go over what I used on the Harris Channel Lakes. They're actually fishing a tournament today, so I gotta be kind of careful with what I put out. Again, I don't want people getting too much information, but we're having a bit of a cold front here in Florida, so it's a bit of a snap. Florida strain bass don't like when there's a cold front. So this right here was a good bait. I was using a jerk bait, or Paula. Another good bait to use is any kind of lipless crankbait. That's also a good one to use this time of year, and you can also cover a lot of water. Something you want to do too, if you're coming to Florida and you're new to Florida, you definitely want to change out your hooks. I change out my hooks to I usually use number 3s on those 2 baits, or I can take it down to number 4. Another good bait, obviously a frog, any kind of rivet style frog was really good early morning. And then I was fishing worms, so I was fishing any kind of speed worms. Also any kind of swim baits is good. Did really well with my swim baits. And then I also did really good with my my chatter baits. I had 3 different kinds of chatter baits. I had a 3/8 ounce, I had a 1/2 ounce, and then I had different colors. I was running black and blue. I didn't get much bites on black and blue, but once I switched to the white, I started getting more bites. So recommend switching to white. If you're going to fish Harris Channel Lakes, go to a white color. That seems to be the ticket, and you're going to catch the most fish with that white color. And again, what I'm going to do now is take all my rods out of my boat, and I'm going to retie them all. And I'm going to show you kind of what I'm thinking about doing down at Santee Cooper, why I'm going to do what I'm going to be doing. And I've never fished a lake before, so I'm going totally off of videos I've watched, YouTube videos, and going off a couple of my buddies that gave me some information. My biggest concern is the stumps, all the stumps that are out there in Santee Cooper. Something else that's pretty good down in Santee Cooper, I heard, is spinnerbaits. So the wind hopefully will be picked up, and you'll be able to work those moving baits. At this time of year, they're also getting cold weather as well. So cars driving by. Again, all I'm doing is pulling all this stuff out of my boat, and then I'll make separate videos of how I'm gonna top this stuff up. Another thing I'm doing is I'm switching out of my tournament boat. I'll be switching to my pre-fishing boat. Because boats are so expensive to fix, and I'm gonna be fishing around stumps. I don't wanna mess up my good boat. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be switching to my Triton. I've got a 21 TR21 Triton. I'm going to switch to that for my pre-fishing. Again, I got videos on that and why I use a pre-fishing boat. But there's about a 3 to 4 month wait right now for your lower units if you mess those up. So you definitely want to mess up your lower unit on these Yamahas. Back up. Also, when you're switching boats, you got to think, you got to take your gloves, all your scissors, all your utensils that you can be using in there. I've got a couple of videos on backup batteries, jump boxes. I'm gonna take all that stuff out of here, move that over to my other boat. I even carry an extra live well in case my live well goes bad. And some good scissors to get are these guys right here. These are ones from Walmart. They're only about $3.99. They're called Cuda Scissors. They're really good for braid. I recommend these. Get you a couple pairs of these. I've got them in my house, in my truck, in my boat. I keep them everywhere. Little cheap scissors, but they're really, really strong, really, really sharp, and cut braid really well. So again, recommend these. It's called Cuda brand. So check these out. All right, let's see what some other locker. Let's put all those rods inside the house. Now see what we got for the other locker. Again, if you're just joining in, see a couple people just joined in. I'm cleaning out my boat and retying all my rods up for the upcoming Santee Cooper tournament. I'll be fishing Santee Cooper, South Carolina. I've been fishing on all Florida lakes, so the water temp's gonna be a little different, and I'm gonna be using a little bit different baits. But I'll show you also what I used on the Harris Channel lakes if you're interested. So I'll show you my baits as I pull them out. Again, haven't even messed with these rods yet. I need to get them all retied. But this is was a good bait using a spinnerbait. A little bit of wind. Also, you'll see in my videos all the fish I caught. The majority of them were caught on a chatterbait. I was using the Zman. I like using the Jackhammers. They're a little more expensive, but it's definitely worth the money. Also caught a few flipping. And again, all these videos are available online. If you go look at my profile, you'll see all my videos. Just another must-have in your boat. Again, I'm transferring everything over to my other boat. So this is a must-have. This is my my jump box. I like the NOCO. This is a good one. This is the one I use. And again, this will definitely jump off your boat in case you get stranded out there in the water. Also caught a couple on square bill. And again, as I was running these through the grass, and I like Tennessee Shad. That's a good color. And also change out the front hook to a red hook. That makes a big difference. I'll show you what I got. See, I got the red hook in the front. All right, just joining in. I'm going through all my rods that I was fishing with the Harris Chain Lakes. I had a 9th place finish, and I'm packing up to go down to Santee Cooper, which is South Carolina. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, Starby? So yeah, I'm packing up my boat right now, and just wanted to show you a couple of baits I was using at Harris Chain Lakes. So again, I'm gonna have to change a lot of these out because a lot of these baits aren't the same for what you need down in Santee Cooper. But I was doing really good with swim jigs. Again, this is black and blue. You only use this color when it's cloud cover. And then what you also want to use is the white. Because I was in an early morning shad spawn, I was catching quite a few of them early morning with that white color. I changed all my chatterbaits to white and I started catching them. So again, white chatterbaits are really good. This is the one I was using. And again, I was following it up with I had an upside down zoom trailer. I used those Fluke Juniors. Has really good wobble and vibration. And then I was using a silver blade. Again, I was trying to mimic that early morning shad spawn, and caught quite a few fish on this one. I posted the video of how I caught them. You'll see me reeling them in on this video. Also, you'll see how I was dragging it across the tops of the grass, and then where I was fishing at. I was fishing Banana Cove in Harris Chain Lakes. So again, this is a very good setup. This is the Jackhammer, and then I followed up with the Fluke Junior, and I was using a pearl white, so I was using all white. It has a little bit of flake in it, and then also has that silver blade in it, which is really good for those early morning shad spawn. Another good bait that I was catching them on is a Fluke, and I was using the large Fluke, so I was using Super Fluke. So I was jerking this through all the cover, and this worked out really good. So this is another good bait to have. I was using a 6/0 hook on it, and I was using it with braid. It didn't matter that I was using braid, and again, they were smashing that. And then I was running the square bill through the tops of the grass. Also, I was using a worm, so use any kind of worm. This color here I was using was the June bug, and I was using the Magnum speed worm. Those work really good as well, so definitely check those out. And if you're gonna be fishing Harris Chain Lakes, that's like a must-have on your boat. I got a couple videos of how I rig those up as well if you look good in my profile. All right, I'm gonna run these inside, and then I'm gonna do a how-to video of how I'm gonna hook up all my different rods, how I'm setting them up, and then what my plan is going down to Santee Cooper, how I'm going to tackle the lake piece by piece. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. And again, I usually keep about 20 rods in my boat, so that's a typical tournament load for me. When I'm pre-fishing, I carry about 25 rods, and that's because if you're spending time on your deck retying all these rods, you're wasting time from your fishing. So you'll see I'll keep all these rods hooked up, rigged up on my deck. And again, usually I don't have a co-angler in the back, so that I can put the rods where the co-angler usually sits. Gives me more room for the boat. So those are all good options. And again, if you have any questions, just leave the questions in the comments, and I'll try to answer them. And again, I was kind of going over what I was fishing in the Harris Chain, and then now I'm about to tell you what's going on with the Santee Cooper. And again, I'll be posting videos of my pre-fishing with Santee Cooper. And they're expecting 250 tournament boats. This is the Toyota series, so it is a pretty big tournament, pretty good payout. Payout on there is about up to 60 grand, and first place you will also get a boat. And it's really good for a co-angler too, so if you're just starting out, you want to go fish with some really good fishermen, check out the co-angler program. 500 bucks, and you can go jump on as a co-angler and get learn some stuff, and you learn new territory, new waters. Let me go put this up. And then again, if you're just joining in, I was talking about these Cuda Scissors. These are sold at Walmart. These are only about $3.99 a pair. These are the most awesome scissors. They're cheap, so it don't matter if they blow out your boat. But I keep them in my truck, my house. I keep them in my boat. I usually have about 4 or 5 pairs of these laying around. Super sharp, really good for braid. And again, you can find these at Walmart. You can find them almost anywhere. I think Dick's carries them. A couple other stores carry them, but Walmart carries them for $3.99. Called Cuda. So there they are. Little small scissors, lightweight, and cut really well with that braid. So recommend these scissors. And I'm in the process also changing over my boat. So I have a tournament boat, which is my Skeeter, and then I have a pre-fishing boat, which is my TR21. That's a 21-foot Triton, and I'm gonna move all my stuff, move all my graphs. I'll move everything over to that boat. And the reason I do that, in case my boat messes up. Yeah, I know. So in case my boat messes up, I don't want it to be my tournament boat. That way I can still fish the tournament. So, how's it going? That neighbor's driving by. All right, let me go put these rods over quick. I'll be right back. All right, so if y'all are new to my profile, I'll show you what my boat looks like. So this is my Skeeter. Again, what I'm doing now is I'm changing all my baits over to my Triton. So I'll get this one good to go, and then I have a storage unit I keep my boat at. So I'll go swap them out. I'll put this one in the place of my TR21, and then I'll get that boat ready for the tournament. All right, next we're gonna have to get all the gear out. We had a bad rainstorm, so my boat got kind of wet, so I'm wiping my boat out, getting all the water out of it. Also why I'm packing all my stuff up. Definitely don't want condensation and water in your boat. Okay, let's show you what I got in here. So this is my tournament load. This is normally what I'm gonna be taking with me. I carry this much stuff with me at all times, and this is actually a lighter load. I usually have a couple more trays in there. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna pull all this out, kind of go through it, decide what I want to take with me to Santee Cooper. Again, a lot of these baits in here are Florida style baits, so they're not going to probably work down at Santee Cooper. So I'm going to change out a couple of these trays, and change out a couple of the baits, the colors in there, and put them in different trays. So I definitely got a lot of work to do before I get down there. My plan is to go down there early, do some pre-fishing, and then I'm going to go down there a week before the tournament and spend a couple more days pre-fishing right before the tournament. All right, so let's start pulling these trays out and I'll kind of show you what I got in there. What I got. All right. So as far as trays, again, a must-have is spinnerbaits. So I usually have 2 trays of those. Love spinnerbaits, and this is going to be really big down at Santee Cooper. I'm hearing they're smacking the sides of the cypress stumps, and that's where they're catching. Got flukes, bags of flukes. Take those out. Definitely lizards. Lizards are a must-have. It's all my frogs. Sinkos. Trick worms. Again, a lot of people think you got to use the most expensive trick worms. You don't have to use the most expensive one. I like to buy the cheaper ones. They work just as good. They're actually a little skinnier, a little more finesse. So those work good as well. And again, I'll probably do this 2 more times before I actually fish. So what I like to do is get like the night before the tournament, I usually lighten my load. I want to make my boat as fast as possible. So what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll take anything I'm not going to be using out of the boat. Lizards. Then I bought an extra pack of, I like the red hooks. So you'll see on all my baits and my videos, you'll see I'll put the red hooks on the front of the front hook, and then I'll keep it just regular black on the back hook. It gives them something to target, you know, it gives them something to aim at. And I seem to be catching more and getting better hookups with that red hook. So if you're not using the red hook, just try it. See if it makes a difference for you. Again, might get you a few extra bites. Again, I don't like stowing all this, because I stow my boat outside when I'm at home in the driveway. I don't like keeping all my baits in here because I don't want condensation to get inside of them. So that's another reason why I'm unloading my boat and taking all these out. Again, jackhammers. Jackhammers are a must-have. I usually keep about 30 jackhammers in my boat, all different colors, all different sizes. And I rotate through the different patterns because you never know which one they're going to hit more than the other. And again, you want to kind of mirror the actual bait in the area. So if you got a shad spawn going on, you definitely use white. If you're fishing in brim beds, that's somewhere else that you want to do. This is another bait I'll be using down there at the Santee Cooper. So this is a top water. It's made by Get Hook Magic Baits. Really good bait. It's a top water. It's kind of like a big sexy dog, KVD. But he has really stout hooks on these. These are made already ready to play. I don't have to change the hooks out. It's got rattles in it, but it has a really good motion on top of the water. But again, look at my profile. You'll see Get Hook Magic Baits. They're usually cheaper than what you'll pay out in the store. So check out what they got. You might be impressed and save you a little bit of money. You also can use I got a code, 10% off code. So use that as well and save you some money. I'm all about saving money when I fish. Fishing gets expensive. I don't know if you try these new trailers. These are Komodo trailers. Komado. These are by Gambler. I do use a lot of Gambler stuff. So this is what I'm using on the back of my chatterbaits. It's called Komado. I use the black and blue, or I use the pearl. Those are really good. Have a really good profile on the back. Speed worms. We got a lot of speed worms in the boat, and that's for a good reason. Speed worms are a must-have in Florida. Again, when I'm in tournament mode, I just kind of throw stuff in here. So what I do when I get back is I kind of I organize everything back, because everything's kind of unorganized right now. Another good trailer to use on your chatterbaits is it's made by Zman. It's called Razor Shad. This is the brim color. This is the breaking brim. But this is a really good bait. It has really good action on it. Also, they're pretty tough, so they survive, you know, those big bites that you get. So again, if you haven't tried those out, recommend those. It's made by Gambler. Also, they have scent on them, so it has a really good scent. And this is the pearl white with flake. I was talking about the Komodo. This is a really good trailer for your chatterbaits. Again, I got a big bag of Senkos. I'm definitely going to be using I'm going to be throwing wacky rigs. I'm going to be throwing all kinds of ways to throw the Senko. I'll have it pegged. I want to throw a split shot. Again, I'll be working the mess out of those. And then here's my larger Magnum trick worms. So I also use a lot of big Magnum trick worms. Usually after I get my first 5, I know I got a pretty good bag going. What I'll do is I'll upgrade my worms to a larger worms. Another good worm to have is the Rage Tails. So I don't know if you used these before. Rage Tail are really good. Plus they have a scent already in them. And most of the time I can find these a lot easier than I can find the Magnum Speed Worms by Zoom. But what I do is it's called a cutter tail, cutter worm. So make sure you just pop the piece of, it's like a string of plastic on the tail, pop that off. These have really good vibration in the water, and it can get you a couple extra bites. I also carry extra reels in my boat. So again, I love the Shimano SLX. I keep extra ones in there in case something happens to the one I'm using. I just pop this off real quick. Or if I get a bird's nest, or you know, sometimes casting in the wind you get a bird's nest, I just cut it real quick, pop the rod off, or pop the reel off. I'll throw an extra reel in there and go right back to fishing. Because my rod, I don't know about y'all, but my rods, I got certain rods for certain types of fishing. So what I don't want to do is use the wrong kind of rod and have the wrong kind of presentation when I'm out there fishing. So that's a little tip for you. Always carry an extra reel rigged up with the same amount of line, or the same 65 braids what I normally use. Another good bait to use is the Hardtails by Yamamoto. Again, I caught some big fish off those. That's a big fish bite. They're a little pricey, but they give something different in the water. You know, they're a different kind of profile of fish I'm used to seeing. Then I have a big 10-inch worm, so these are all my 10-inch worms. So I will be using a larger worm. Again, once I catch my 5, get my limit, usually what I do is I upgrade. I go to a larger worm, so I try to get a bigger bite. I've got a bunch of spin baits in here. I don't know if that's going to be the deal down there. I'm going to carry those with me. I've got the brim pattern. Sometimes just basic white works. So we'll see. Again, when I'm pre-fishing, I go through a lot of plastic. I use a lot of baits. I try a lot of different colors. A lot of the guys that I pre-fish with, for some reason they use 1 or 2 different colors, and that's it. They stay that the whole day. You got to change your colors out. Fish are picky, and sometimes they get locked on a certain color. Also, you want to match the hatch. Look at the bait going around. Look at the vegetation. Try to match that. Again, like I said, I always have extra reels. So there's my 2 extra reels for the tournament. And then I have a bag of hooks. I always carry a lot of extra hooks. Again, I don't know what kind of presentation I want to give out there when I'm pre-fishing. So I usually carry about 20 different kinds of hooks, or different sizes. Again, sometimes they want a more finesse style, so I want a lighter hook. A lot of people change up to a smaller bait, but then they don't change out the hook, so they have a real heavy hook. So make sure you change your hooks out as well. And then, hey, what's up, brother? Yeah, buddy. About to get. Yeah, I'm getting ready. I'm heading down to Santee Cooper has going. Santee Cooper, South Carolina.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be leaving Thursday.
Oh, nice.
So.
I'll talk to you when we get
All right, brother. Y'all take care. Oh, my neighbors just went by. Here, I'll show y'all another little tip that I do. A lot of people have a hard time getting to their cull tags. So what I do is I made myself a little clip up here, and then I have them in order, so that way I don't mess up and lose track of my fish. So I have it number 1 through 5, and I don't allow any more cull tags up here, so that way I know I have my 5 fish. And then what I do is I just unclip it, pull it off, and that's my first fish. And that way they're right there readily available. I just pull that up and then go right to it. So, little trick. Again, makes it easier to keep all your stuff organized in the boat, and that way you know exactly where your stuff's at. I've seen too many anglers make a lot of noise and scare a lot of fish trying to find their cull tags. Anybody have any questions? Again, ask me whatever y'all want. Again, I'm answering questions about Harris Chain Lakes. I'm also answering questions about Santee Cooper, my plan going down there. Again, it's the Toyota series, so I'll be fishing the MLF Toyota series, so really looking forward to that. And right now, all I'm doing is just packing up my stuff, moving it over to my other boat, my practice boat, and I'll go park this into my storage unit, so that way it's out of the elements. And let's see what's underneath. And again, I'm going to make a couple of videos of how I'm going to rig up my setups for going down to Santee Cooper, what I think is going to be the best baits down there. And again, this time of year, if you don't know much about Santee Cooper, they're about to go into their spawn. Here in Florida, we're already dealing with spawn. We got fish in all 3 phases: post-spawn, pre-spawn, and actually on the beds. So down there, there should be a couple of ways already move up, but I feel like it's going to be lights out. I feel like they're really going to move up, especially with the moon being in the face. So we shall see. Again, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to find them. Thinking frog bite. Using some speed worms, probably some Cincos, and then spinnerbaits. And then I'll be working top water. Again, I just showed y'all the big sexy dog. I got a couple other top water baits. I think it's really going to be key out there. And really depends on if there's an early morning shad spawn. So I'm going to see if I can pick up a shad spawn bite as well. That seems to be my bread and butter. That's something I'm really good at, is chasing down the shad spawn. So I can tell kind of where they're going to be at. So very stumpy lake. Really nervous about going through the stumps. I'm gonna go real slow first couple times out. That's why I'm getting down there early to pre-fish. The tournament's not until April 7th, so I'm gonna pre-fish a couple times and get myself ready before I get down there and go full speed. All right, something else you want to make sure you take with you on your boat, especially if you're going to be out on a lake you don't know. So I have one of these. This is a jump box. Again, I hope I never need it, but I do carry an extra jump box on there. On my big tournament boat, the boat I'm on right now, the Skeeter, I have a Purple Charge, which has a backup jump box on it. So again, you can't have too much reassurance that your boat's going to crank up. So I do carry around a jump box, and again, it has these jump cables that come with it. You just plug those into the back of it and then jump your battery off. It'll probably jump your boat about 20 times. Also, you can charge your cell phone. It's got emergency USB for your cell phone in case you get stranded out there without a cell phone. So a lot of good uses, and it has a flashlight on it. So recommend get one of these, about 115 bucks, 120 bucks. Find them in any of your auto parts stores, or you can get them at Walmart. Walmart has a couple of them as well too. So who knows much about Santee Cooper? Who's fished that before? Anybody got any help for me, or know kind of what I need to start doing? Again, I think I pretty much got a plan. I watched a lot of videos, so I think I pretty much have a game plan set out, and I'm just going to expand upon off that. Usually when I get out there, I have 20, 30 boats following me around. Again, if you just joined in, this sexy dog I think is going to be a really good bait. I'm going to put it on 65-pound braid, and I'm just going to work that across the top of the water. See if one don't yank me out of the boat. I heard lizards are really good down there too, so I'll definitely be fishing a couple of the Zoom lizards. Got a couple different colors I think would be good. And again, pumpkin seed's not really a good color down here in Florida, green pumpkin. So that's going to be something different. I'm going to buy a couple of bags of green pumpkin. That's not something I keep a lot of. All right, anybody got any questions for me? Clean up all my plastics from the last trip out. Something I do with my plastics, I keep them in a bag, and then I melt them down and make my own baits. So that's something else you can do to save yourself some money. You can buy the molds pretty cheap. They're about 200 bucks, depending on what kind of bait you want. And then what you do is you take that mold and you melt them down in the microwave and you make your own baits. So there's a lot of how-to videos, a lot of YouTube videos out there on how to do that. So if you're interested in making your own baits, keep your plastics, keep a big bag of them, and melt them down, make your own baits. I think on Amazon they got quite a few molds. My buddy did that, and he said that there's some cheap molds out there. Make sure you get a good one. Again, don't go too cheap with it, because you'll end up buying one that doesn't work as good, and then you're not going to be happy with the outcome. All right, who's got questions? I see we got a couple people in here. Again, I'm gonna start transitioning stuff in the house, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do how-to videos on how I'm gonna rig my stuff up. A couple people have asked me what kind of knots I tie. I got a polymer knot, I got a couple other knots, snail knot that I'll show you, and a couple other different types of knots that I use to rig my stuff up. So if you have any questions, again, if you're not sure about what kind of hooks or what kind of baits I'm using, just put a comment down there, and I'll make sure that I let you know how I'm doing it, why I'm doing it, and then also if you have any questions about what kind of line I'm using or why I have the line that I currently have on there. Again, I have about 25 rods on my deck, so I use light line, I use heavy line. Again, I'll go all the way up to 20-pound fluorocarbon on some of my lures. I got 20-pound on my spinnerbaits. I use 20-pound fluorocarbon on my chatterbaits, and again, I don't think it messes up the bite too much. I do think that it's a little better than braid. Now I do have 2 chatterbaits usually tied up with braid, so I can throw in a heavy cover, but yeah, I did also watch a video. One of the guys was throwing a 25-pound mono. He's put mono on his spinnerbait. He was saying mono is better because it floats, it keeps the bait up. So I might tie up a 25-pound mono on one of my reels just to see if that's the deal or not. So again, that's why you go down there. That's why you pre-fish. Highly recommend pre-fishing to make sure that you got the right setup and that you're using the right baits and kind of figure it out, dial it in. A lot of the tournaments I've done pre-fishing, just kind of learned the lake, but I ended up doing something totally different on tournament day. That's what happened this last tournament. I started out in Banana Bay, and again, I kind of found an area right outside Banana Bay that worked out really well for me. So again, don't be afraid to lose or to run away from your spot too. A lot of people, they pick one spot and they die by it. They stay there the whole time. So don't be afraid to move around in your tournaments. All right, I'm gonna go pack this stuff up, put it in the house, and then I'll make a couple of how-to videos, and I'll show y'all how I set all this stuff up. All right, I'll be right back. All right, so now what I've done is I've taken everything inside. So again, I'm gonna retie it all back inside. I'm gonna take this boat. I'm on my Skeeter right now. I'm at my FX21. I'm gonna take my 21-foot Skeeter to the boat storage, and I'm gonna swap them out. I'm gonna grab my pre-fishing boat, my Triton. I'll bring that home, and then what I'll do is I'll tie up everything inside, and then I'll have it all packed nice and neat back into my tournament boat or my pre-fishing boat. So again, I'll show you how-to videos. I'll be going inside to show you all how I rig everything up. So if y'all have any questions or you're unsure about why I'm doing certain things or what my expectations are, or how I'm going to break down Santee Cooper, just leave me a comment below, or comment or ask me any questions that you want. That's a loud neighbor with his big truck. I don't know why you need that much noise for a vehicle. All right, now I'm gonna clean out. So usually on my boat, what I'll do is I'll keep a storage area with my top baits. So you see on the Skeeter, they have one little door where you can put your top baits. Again, usually what I'll do is I'll keep my top ones right here, so that way I just grab them real quick and I don't have to worry about trying to dig through all my tackle. Again, you saw how much tackle I have. I have a lot of stuff. So what I don't want to do is be digging through trying to find all that stuff in the middle of a tournament. So real quickly, what I'll do is I'll just put it all right here where it's readily available, fast. Try to change out my baits if need be. What I'm gonna do is clear that out and transfer that over to my other boat. Again, these are my top baits. Something else that I do is I put scent on my baits. So a lot of people don't do that, but I use the this was called Liquid Mayhem. This is the Shad color. Again, it depends on what kind of bait I'm chasing or what kind of bait is out there in the water. If I'm trying to mimic a shad or trying to get that profile, that early morning shad bite, this is what I'll put on there. So recommend buying some cover scent. Something else it does is your hands, whether you know or not, you have oils on there. Also, you might have pumped gas in the morning, or you might have messed with your motor or something that's on your fingers. When you go touch your bait, you have that natural scent on there, or have the scent of you. Sometimes that can deter pressure fish from biting. So what you want to do is it's almost like when you deer hunt, you have a cover scent. This also is like a cover scent on there. A lot of people use garlic. I use garlic as well, but garlic just, man, makes a mess and stinks all over your boat and your house. It gets on your clothes. But this shad stuff's not that bad. It's called Liquid Mayhem. You can order it online. There's lots of other, this is made out of real shad oil, so it's the real deal, and it sticks to your bait really well. Probably about 5 or 6 picks. I'll change this out. But all I usually do is I just take my bag, I'll take my bag of worms, and I'll just squirt a little bit in there. And then what I'll do is I'll grab like 3 or 4 other of the same worm. I'll combine them all together, and I'll just kind of mix it up in there and get that product going around those baits. That way I have that cover scent going on. So these are Senkos I'm gonna be using. Again, I use bitter baits, really like theirs. Another good brand is that Get Hooked Magic Baits. Those are really good too. There's a link to that in my profile. And again, I have a 10% discount for you. I have a code in there if you want a discount. So reach out to him on his website. His name's Tim Bagwell, really good dude. So here, I'll show you how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right now. So I've got it all in there. And then all I'm gonna do is just take a little bit of this Liquid Mayhem. I'm gonna squirt a little bit in there. Just enough to get it on there. Again, it don't take a little bit, goes a long ways. I'll seal it up. And I'll just start mixing around in there. Again, a little bit of cover scent. It'll make it a little better for you. So that's another little trick I use. Another little trick I use, and again, I made some videos on this, is a Sharpie marker on the line on my braid. So I use green braid. I do have some gray, and I have some black. But for my green braid, what I do is I take a magic marker or a Sharpie marker. I like Sharpie. I use the Magnum, it's the bigger one, and I'll just run it all the way up my line, probably about 3 foot up above my bait, and it makes your line a little more camouflage in the water, and that'll give you a couple extra bites too, especially in really pressured. A lot of these lakes I'm fishing are pressured because of the tournament fishermen. So anything I can do to make myself a little different than others, I'll do. So again, all I'm doing now is I'm just going through, I'm condensing my bags down so I don't have so many bags. Worms. And I'm just throwing away all my, like I said, I'm just clearing them out, getting rid of all my extra ones. And I'll add some extra scent to the ones that don't have scent in them. If you have any questions or not sure about why I'm doing what I'm doing, just ask me. That's why I do these videos to help people out, train them. And I'm still learning every day too. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know either, that I have to look up at YouTube videos too. I learn from other people as well. So I don't always have all the answers. And again, a lot of these pro anglers, you watch them and they show you, they don't really do how-to videos. They do this is how I do it videos. So again, this is how I do it. This is my techniques. And again, you can make up your own techniques as well. Sometimes these fish are finicky. They only have certain things they like to hit. I'm gonna show you another prime example. There's June bug and then there's blueberry. So a lot of people say, oh, it don't matter, you can use either one. I don't think that's true. Sometimes I catch them on June bug and I won't catch them on blueberry. And again, you'll see they're two different worms. So this is the blueberry. See, it's a darker worm. It has a blue flake in it. But this is the June bug. And again, it's more clear. You can see through it. And if you look at it in the water, it has a different kind of profile. And it also has green flakes on it. So green flake, I think green flake makes a big difference if they're chasing the brim. That's the difference of the two worms. So don't put those together. Those are two totally different worms. The black and blue is different. And then I like to have a little bit of a blue tail on mine. I use the blueberry with a blue tail. Again, don't really matter which one you try out. I'll try them both, and then I'll figure out which one's the best, and then I'll use that the whole tournament. Sometimes they want one and not the other. Do what you want. All right, so now I got majority of my baits set up. Again, this is another good bait. It's a crawl. This is another one of those baits by Get Hook Magic Baits. Got several of his little baits here. Alright, so this is kind of what I got set up. This is out of that box I was just telling you about. That's my special box of all my top baits. So what I do is I just keep them there so they're readily available. So I'm gonna put them all in the bag and I'm gonna transfer them over to my other boat. All right, be right back. I'll transfer real quick. Now I'm gonna pack them all inside of a bag, and I'm gonna transfer those over to my other boat. Again, something else that you want to keep on board, these are O-ring pliers. So I definitely have a couple pairs of those. I actually have 2 pairs. These are 2 different types of O-ring pliers. So I have those on board. I talked a little bit about the scissors. So these are the Cuda Scissors, very cheap, $3.99. Recommend having a couple pairs of these around the house, in the truck. And then I use these non-destructo pliers. These are really good to have too. These are titanium, so they're very light, and they also are pretty much non-destructible, and they're rust proof. So these are good to have. Again, you usually will lose these before you destroy them. So these are all the little tools I have in my boat, and I'll transfer those over to my other boat as well. Something else I have in my boat is dye. I use it's a dip. I got to use the blue. I got the chartreuse. I got several other colors I use. It really depends on the location of the fishing and whether they're lighting that. So again, some of those baits I use the blue tail, just to add a little something different to it, especially if they're on some kind of a brim pattern, or they want to get the brim off their beds. They like to sometimes have it. And also it's garlic scent, so it has a little garlic flavor to it, and sometimes that will get you a little extra bite as well. Also keep a little extra GoPro batteries. I keep those all around my boat as well, charged up, because I have to go through a lot of those when I'm recording these videos. Again, it's important to capture all this. That way, you know, you share it with your family and friends, also your supporters, and also the sponsors like to see these videos to show that you're actually out there supporting them and catching the fish. So always a win-win-win. A little bit of housekeeping on my boat. Again, I've been fishing a lot of tournaments. I've had 12 tournaments in the last 2 months, so I've been on the water a lot. I haven't had time to really sit down. This is the first weekend I've been able to actually get my boat straight. I've been non-stop. Again, Skeeters are really good boats. Triton's a good boat too. I'm really happy with both of them. So if you think about getting a boat, those are the 2 I recommend. Rangers, they have a lot of problems with them leaking. They have a lot of other issues with them. And I've always been a Yamaha guy, not really big on the Mercuries. All right, let me take this aside. I'll be right back. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pull out all my other storage compartments. So I'm gonna show you some of the other stuff that I keep in my storage. So again, I'm totally cleaning out this boat. I'm pulling everything out, and I'm going to reload my Triton with my tournament load for pre-fishing. So something else you definitely want to have in your boat is a cull tag or a culling beam. This is a must-have, and I always carry extra culling tags in case my cull tags break. Rain gear is a must-have. Definitely want rain gear in Florida. Almost guaranteed to rain on you. Also tools. I'm gonna transfer all my tools over. Definitely have I keep them in a tote so it doesn't rust. A lot of the water I fish is brackish, and this is something else you want to have is a tool to take off your prop. It's a prop wrench. You don't want to torque those props on there too much. And something else I'm gonna do before I go out, I'm gonna go ahead and oil up all my reels. You're gonna see me oil every one of them. So again, I've been out there in the rain. I've been in some pretty harsh environments, so that takes a toll on your reels. Also, I keep a backup live well in case my pump goes out, because you never know what's going to happen when you're out there in the water. I keep an extra handle in case my handle breaks on my trolling motor. So that's also something else you want to have. And I carry around G-juice. G-juice is a must-have for your live well in case your fish are bleeding. That stops the bleeding. Here's some more garlic scent. Again, you gotta be careful with this stuff. This stuff will make a mess on your boat. So it's another good one to have. And then I always carry around some spare flares. You definitely want some flares when you're out there in the water. All right, again, if you got any questions, you understand. And again, these are extra cull tags in case these little clips sometimes break on them. So I keep some extra ones in the boat. And I'm gonna transfer all this over to my other one. And then I got my fire extinguisher and other emergency equipment in here as well. I might take these flares with me on my other boat. I can't remember if I have some in there or not. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Something else you want to carry with you. This is my catch commander. So this is what I have out there whenever I'm in tournament mode. I can save up to 5 fish in here, and it tells me exactly what my weight is. So when I get to the scales, I already know kind of roughly what I have. It's pretty accurate. It really depends on the scales that they're using and what tournament I'm in. These are really good. It's called Catch Commander. They're about 80 bucks. You can find them at your stores, or let me know and I'll show you how you can get one. And I always carry an extra prop. Again, the Minn Kota. I got Minn Kota, so I'm going to use a Minn Kota prop. And that's about it for extras.